Hi, my name is Mehdi Delavar and I would like to show you today on how to learn things faster, more accurately and remember them even for longer. This is just an introduction video and right now I'm working to make more of these videos, especially medical subject related. So if you like this video, you can go to my website at teachmemed.com and register. We will let you know when our video is ready. Okay, let's begin. Now, we have two ways of learning and storing things in our memory. We will either remember things by words, also known as verbal memory, or by picture, also known as visual memory. We have a bigger area of our brain allocated for storing the visual memories in compared to our verbal memories. This is why most people have a better recollection of things like their childhood memories, recognizing people's faces or places or objects in compared with names or words, even though they might have seen those people or places only once many years ago. This is why after watching a movie once, you will immediately recognize it when you watch it again. Now, let's put this to the test, shall we? I'll show you some words. Auckland, crocodile, seahorse, Eurovision, Philips, Pinto, Albert Hall, Mount Rushmore, submarine, Bridgen. Now pause the video, take a piece of paper and try to write down as many of these words as you can remember. Don't worry, I'll wait. Now let's see them again. How many could you remember correctly? Okay, if your answer is 5 to 7, then there is nothing to worry about. An average person with a good memory can remember 5 to 7 words and not necessarily in the right order. Now, let me show you another way. Try to create a picture or a scene for every word and turn them to a story as we go along. It doesn't matter how ridiculous or exaggerated these stories are. More ridiculous and more exaggerated, better you remember them. Let me show you some examples. Hippo. Well, I have a friend called Mr. Hippo. He's been feeling slightly fatigued and he feels like he's been putting on some weight lately. So he decided to go see his doctor. Diabetes. Well, Mr. Hippo goes to his doctor and after a checkup, his doctor tells him that if he doesn't change his lifestyle, then he can have diabetes. Exercise. Well, Mr. Hippo is really determined to change his lifestyle and get back to the good shape as he was used to be. So he started to exercise. Ballet. Well, Mr. Hippo is so determined to lose weight that he decided to do some ballet during the evening on top of his exercising. So he goes out and buys a nice pink ballet dress and put on some makeup. He started playing some ballet the same day. Tap dancing. Well, one day one of his friends asked him if he would like to go to a tap dancing class with her. So Mr. Hippo went on a date to a tap dancing class. Ice cream. Well, after tap dancing nightclub, Mr. Hippo and his lady friend decided to go for an ice cream. Donald Trump. Well, while they were enjoying their ice cream, they saw the presidential nominee Donald Trump. Africa. Mr. Trump was holding a magazine and was reading an article about the great Africa. He started thinking that maybe I could also make America great again. Submarine. So Mr. Trump called his butler and asked him to prepare his Trump Marine for a travel to Africa. Prince. Mr. Trump then called his good friend Prince to see if he would like to join him in this trip. Expedition. Prince asked him, "Why are you going to Africa?" And Mr. Trump said, "Well, for expedition, of course. I want to make America great again." Pizza. While they were preparing for the travel, Mr. Trump felt hungry and decided to order a pizza. Air France. Well, he picked up the phone and called the Air France sales desk asking the operator for a margarita pizza. Well, the operator told him, "Sir, this is the Air France flight booking center. not the pizza shop. Cameroon. While on the phone, Mr. Trump asked, "Do you have a flight to Africa by any chance?" And the operator said, "We only have flight to Cameroon, sir. Would you like a ticket?" Eardrum. While Mr. Trump was on the plane, the cabin pressure blocked his eardrum, and he had to start shouting, thinking that other people also cannot hear him. Well, the end. Now pause again and write down all of the words that you can remember. You are more likely to remember all of the words and in right order after watching this story only once. Now, if you have noticed, I gave you 15 words instead of 10. Now imagine applying the same principle to everything you have learned and will learn from now on in your life. I'm sure you can appreciate the difference that it makes in your life. Although this method is very effective, but you can still forget things if you don't remember it and if you don't repeat it. In order to store something in your long memory section of your brain, it is recommended to repeat things 4 to 5 times after learning them. Now, the first time is supposed to be the same day as you learn something, and the second time would be the next day, and the third time would be after 1 week of learning things, and the fourth time would be after 1 month, and the fifth and the final time should be between 3 to 6 months after you learn something. Now, I hope you like this video, and please subscribe in my website that I can update you when the first set of videos are ready.